So, hi, we are going to have our session for yoga today, and the topic will be I'll just show you the books which I have with me. It's Oswald book, and what you must study for your physical education exam is I'll be showing you so that it will be easy for you to study. Okay, it's about obesity, right? For obesity, you will have to know procedure, okay, and benefits and contradictions for Tadasan. Tadasan procedure you'll have to write, and then its contradiction also. Why who should not do it? Then Kati Chakrasana is also for obesity. Pavana Muktasana, then Matsyasana, Halasana, Paschimottanasana, Ardha Machendrasana, Dhanurasana, Ushtrasana, Surya Bandhena Pranaya. Okay, so these are all the asanas for obesity. You'll have to do these asanas, which will reduce your overweight. When you have overweight, you'll have the problem. And then for diabetics, you must know the procedures, benefits, and contradictions of for Kati Chakrasana, then Pavana Muktasana, Bhujangasana, Salabhasana, and Dhanurasana. And some more are Supta Vajrasana, Paschimottanasana, Ardha Machendrasana, Mandukasana, Gomukasana, Yoga Mudrasana, Ushtrasana, and Kapalbhati. So these are all asanas which you need to go through. Okay, and then for asthma, it is you should know the procedure, benefits and contradictions for Tadasan. So most of the things you can use Tadasan. Okay, so for obesity you can use Tadasan, and then for asthma, in case they ask you to write for just a minute, I will share this with my WhatsApp copy so that they can be with me during the session. Just a minute. I thought in this it's not possible. Now I know it's possible here. So let me check if my students can join me now. It's only for them, but I know they are studying for their exams. So let them join me at least now. Please join. Um See, mostly in for exam, it will be like just a minute. So I shared it. Hope my students are joining me. So as I said, for obesity, there are some asanas. I have mentioned it in the starting itself. And for diabetic also, we have asanas. And then next is asthma. For asthma, you have the asanas like Tadasan, Urdhva Vat- Vahatotsasan, Uttan Mandukasan, then Bhujangasan, Dhanurasan, Uštrangasan, Vakrasan, Kapalpati, Gomukasan, Matsyasan, Anulom Vilom. So these are the asanas for asthma. Okay, so I'll be showing you few of the asanas practically also. You can draw it and you can write the procedure, and who shouldn't do it also you'll have to mention, right? So hypertension procedures are for that the same. Tadasan is meant for most of the asanas, so kindly write about Tadasan, learn perfectly about Tadasan, and then that is useful for almost all the uh, diseases, lifestyle diseases. Hypertension The asanas again I would repeat: Tadasan, Kati Chakrasan, Uttana Padasan, Ardha Hastasan, Sarala Matyasan, Gomukasan, Uttana Mandukasan, Vakrasan, Bhujangasan, Makrasan, Savasana, Nadi Suddhana Pranayam, and then Sitli Pranayam. Okay, so you can write these things for the um, lifestyle related diseases. And for the, when you, if you have 10 marks questions, you can draw it, and after drawing it, write the procedures and benefits of it, and then write contradiction, like who shouldn't do, pregnant ladies should not do. Sometimes some asanas, those who have breathing problem, they shouldn't do it. So remember this and then do it. Okay, now for the back pain and arthritis. Back pain, we get back pain, and arthritis is related to your knees and all that. So benefits and contradiction, here also we can do Tadasan only. So Tadasan, Urdhva Vatothana Asan, Ardha Chakrasan, Ustrasana, Vakrasan, Sarala Matsyendrasan, Bhujangasan, Gomukasan, Vadrasan, Makrasan, Nadi Suddhana Pranayam. Okay, so these are all asanas related to yoga. You will have to do it. Okay, so hope you people are going through the books, read it, and just you appear for it. You will be getting 3 marks. You will get 2 marks. Once you are thorough with yoga, easily you will get 10 marks in that. So. Um, Go through it, and you will be able to do it. So, who is the father of yoga when they ask? Maharishi Patanjali. Okay, the answer is Maharishi Patanjali. So, remember this. And let me go with the books, whatever information is given in the book, with which I have. The book which you have, I want you to go through so that you go prepared with. Yesterday's, we had about women in sports, and now we are going to have about yoga. So yoga, just a minute. I hope some of them join me so that I'll feel a little bit satisfied ki you are going through, um, you are with me during preparation. So if you don't join, then it will be real okay. But anyway, now about yoga, just a minute. I thought with the book, if when I take, uh, when I am with the book, I can show some of the pictures also, because pictures are there in the yoga books. So that is the reason I thought I'll go through the book, and I'll take the session along with your books. Here in this book, I don't know yoga is there or not. Anyway, sports nutrition is there, and then so for yoga we have a separate book. I'll bring that. Okay, we will go through yoga in the separate book which I have with me, right? So just a minute. Anybody is joining, I'll be more happy. If you're not joining, then at least later you can go through it. Okay. So you can listen to me. This is the book which I am referring, and I'm going to say about this. I will share it in the WhatsApp group once you are in the group if you want me to say it again. Okay. So this is about yogasana. I will be explaining to you, and then you can very well um, do it. Okay, just a minute. So, as per this book, meaning of yogasana is found, which is found in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, um, uh, like Shritram Sukulam Asanam. It means that pose that is comfortable and steady. Okay, asanas are practiced in this context to develop ability to sit comfortably in one position for a longer period of time, which is required for meditation. Yogasana is the solid sitting position in Raja Yoga. Okay, it's a solid sitting position in Raja Yoga. According to yogic tradition, there are initially eight, four, 100 asanas which depicts the path to nirvana. Okay, only the eight four most important are covered in depth in various 84 in most important are covered in depth in various yogic scriptures. It is possible to circumvent many developmental phases in one lifestyle by avoiding the karmic process through their practices. Okay, so principles of yoga. So, what are the principles of yoga? Breathing. Unless specifically instructed, otherwise, always breathe through your nose. When you are in a yoga classes, if some yoga needs a different way of doing, that will be under the instruction of the yoga teacher. But better go for breathing through the nose. Okay, and breathing should be in synchronization with the asanas practice. Like few asanas are the asanas breathing practice when we do for kapalbhati. There are different kapalbhati, anulom vilom. There are different types of breathing, and while doing the standing one, when we go towards the belly, it is breathing out, and when we are going away from the belly, center of gravity of our body is belly region, navel region. So going away from the body is uh, we are supposed to have a breathing, right? And then awareness, this is important in asanas practices. Why it is in all yoga practices, we need to have awareness can be defined as consciously noting sensations in the body, physical movement, posture, breath control, and synchronization. So awareness is important. Prana movement, then concentration on a specific area of the body, chakras. Most importantly, witnessing any thoughts or feelings that arise during the practice. So, whatever thoughts and feelings we get, we just witness it. And then relaxation, savasana can be done at any time during asana practice, but it's most beneficial when you are physically or psychologically exhausted. It should also be practiced after the asana curriculum is completed. And then sequence, after completing satkarma, asana should be done, followed by pranayam, then pratyahara and dharana. Okay, so after completing of satkarma, there are asanas related to satkarma, like uh, which you don't go in depth. So there is always after Satkarma we need to do asana, and then it should be followed by pranayam, then pratyahara, and then dharana, which leads to meditation. Okay, so I'll conduct the session after. Uh, like after 15 minutes again I'll be continuing it again. Let me continue now. Counter pose, it is critical to structure the program so that backward bends are followed by forward bends and vice versa. So when you are doing a forward bend asana, next we should do a backward bend asana. Like if you are doing chakrasana, you need to go for uh, other pose asana. Chakrasana is being done on the prone position. You're keeping your back and then you're going for chakrasan. So you must come back and then either go for balasan or mountain asan, like it is in the other direction. Okay, so whatever is practiced on one side of the body is repeated on the other side when practicing the middle and advanced group of asanas. Like when you're doing trikonasana, you're doing on the left side, then you'll have to do it on the right side. So this is counter pose for each asanas. Okay, you need to have counter pose. And then time of practice, when are we supposed to do it? These are all principles. Okay, after meals asana can be done at any time of the, except after meals. Okay, after meals, except after meals, like immediately after meals we cannot uh, do asanas. So asanas can be done at any time of the day. However, the optimal time is 2 hours and including sunrise. Before and including sunrise. It should be before or including sunrise. That is best. This time of day is called Brahma Muhurtam in Sanskritam. It is best time for higher yogic activities because the atmosphere is pure and calm. Because the atmosphere is pure and calm, so it should be not immediately after the meal time. It should be, the best timing is early morning before the rise or during the rise of sunshine, sunlight. Okay, sun. Then pregnancy. Many asanas are beneficial during pregnancy, but it is important to consult with midwife, doctor, or qualified yoga teachers before doing so. Don't overwork yourself. Age limitation. Asana may be practiced by people of all age, male and female. Anyone can participate. And place of practice is in a well ventilated, calm, and peaceful environment. Asanas can be done outside, but the environment should be pleasant, such as a lovely garden with trees and flowers. A lovely garden with trees and flowers. That's good. I feel that is refreshing. Oxygen supply and all that is more comfortable there. Clothes, it is preferable to wear loose, light, and comfortable clothing while practice. Remove any spectacles, wristwatches, jewelries before starting. Okay, then emptying the bowels. The bladder and intestine should be empty before beginning the asanas. Then do not strain your body while you are practicing asanas. Practice according to your body capacity. Empty stomach. While executing asanas, the stomach should be empty and we should not practice until at, at least 3 or 4 hours after eating. So at least 3 or 4 hours gap should be there after you have your like breakfast you had 7 to 8. Then after that you must do take at least 4 hours gap to do the asanas, vigorous asanas, right? Diet, although it is preferable to eat natural foods in and in moderation, there are no unique dietary rules for asana practitioners. It is recommended that half of the stomach be filled with food, one quarter with water, and remaining quarter be left empty at mealtime, rather than living to eat to live. So they want, as per asana practitioners, it is recommended that half of the plate, half of the stomach should be filled, and one quarter with water, and remaining quarter be left empty at mealtime. So rather, it's good if we do not live for food or eat to live. Okay. So health benefits of yogasanas. What are the health benefits of yogasana? It improves posture, increases flexibility. That is important. Range of motion. So increases flexibility, builds muscle strength, boosts metabolism, helps in lowering blood sugar. Okay, and then increases blood flow, keeps diseases at bay, then increases self-esteem, improves lung functioning, then helps you to sleep better. So yoga has so many benefits. You can elaborate these things for the exam. Okay, and then standing asanas, Tadasan, Ardha Chakrasan, then tir, Triyaka Tadasan, Kati Chakrasan, Padahastasana, Uta Utkatasan, Hanumanasana. So these asanas I will say, standing asanas I will describe for you all. This is you can see this is Tadasan which we normally practice during assembly time. You will have to go on toes and stretch your hands from the side, and then join all the fingers, make it a yes, uh, like chain, and then just turn your palm upward after joining the hands. So this is Tadasana, and then you will. This is uh, Tir- Tiryaka Tadasana. Tiryaka Tadasana. From Tadasana position, you are going to the side. You're going to side move, right? So this is Tiryaka Tadasana. So in the optional question, it may come. So let me say another name for Tadasana. It is palm tree face pose, standing with your feet together approximately 10 centimeter apart, and your arms by your sides is a good way to start. Maintain a steady body, evenly distribute your weight on both legs. Okay, and then raise your arm above your head, turn the hands upward by interlocking the fingers. Interlock the fingers. Okay, the I said like a chain, right? So you're interlocking the fingers and then you're taking it up, right? So interlocking the fingers, fix your gaze on a location on the wall that is little higher than the level of your head. Throughout the practice, keep your gaze locked on this location. Inhale and raise your arms, shoulders, and chest. Raise the heels and raise to your toes. Stretch your entire body from head to toe without losing your balance or moving your feet. For a few seconds, hold your breath and your position. Maintain equilibrium may be challenging at first, but with practice, it becomes simpler. While exhaling, lower the heels and bring the hands to the top of the head. Bring the hands to the top of the head. This is the end of one round. Okay, and before starting, before starting the following rounds, take a few moments to relax. Perform 10 rounds of practice. Okay. Then breathing. How to breathe? Inhale as you raise your arms. Hold or breathe normally while in the stretch. And exhale as you bring your arms down. Benefits: the asana promotes physical mental equilibrium. Okay, remember the asana promotes physical and mental equilibrium. The entire spine is stretched and loosened, which aids in the clearing of spinal nerve congestion at the sites where they exit the spinal column. Stretching aids in the growth of height. Muscles and ligaments allow growing bones to expand in length. Okay, growing bones to expand in length. Then, especially good for keeping the abdominal muscles and nerves toned during the first 6 months of pregnancy. During the first 6 months of pregnancy, this helps you to keep abdominal muscles in a good push. It's good for keeping the abdominal muscles and nerves toned. Contradiction: who cannot do? Do not practice this pose if you have low blood pressure problem. If you have low blood pressure problem, do not do this pose. Do not perform it during a headache, as it can get worsened. Pregnant women should also avoid it. Don't hold the position for too long if you are a beginner. If you are a beginner, don't hold the pose for long. Now, tir- Tiriyaka Tadasan. So same thing. Okay, you'll have to go to the side. You'll have to go for Tadasan position and go to the side. And the benefits are this asana massages, loosens, and trains the sides of the waist. It aligns the right left postural muscle groups, right and left postural muscle groups, and gives a good stretch to the sides. Okay, this is the and that contradiction benefits for Tadasana you can write here. Okay, and then the liver is toned during. I will just tell you benefits. Uh, benefits this I said already, and then some more points are it tones during the bend. Liver is toned during the bend. Then pose reduces the fat around the waist. This pose also strengthens leg during stretching while creating a sense of balance. And this pose helps to expand the chest and improves breathing. Contradiction. Those suffering from any form of hernia should avoid these practices. Should be avoided by those suffering from cardiac problems and high blood pressure. Those who had any recent surgery of neck, chest, abdomen, waist, or legs should attempt it only after recovery. So, if any surgery has been done to the neck, chest, abdomen, waist, or leg, should attempt it only after you are completely recovered. Then Kati Chakrasana, waist rotating pose. So this is Kati Chakrasana, which is also used for most of the lifestyle related diseases. So you are just turning like this. Okay, this is the asana, Kati Chakrasana. Okay, you can see this. You're standing and you're twisting, rotating your waist, and you're turning, right? So I'll read out how you're supposed to do it. Stand with your arms by your sides and your feet about shoulder width apart. Raise your arms to shoulder height before twisting. Okay, before twisting your body to the right. Wrap the right arm around the back of the body, bringing the left hand around the left side of the waist. Look as far as you can over your right shoulder. Maintain a straight back of the neck and visualize the top of the spine as a fixed point around which the head rotates. Hold for 2 seconds. Then emphasize the twist by stretching the abdomen slightly. Return to your normal starting position. To complete one round, repeat on the other side. So, until unless you are just turning like this, okay? You are turning, your hands are back, and you are turning like this. You're standing feet apart. Okay, you're turning back. Kati Chakrasana. So, like I said, while turning, keep your feet firmly planted on the ground. Throughout the practice, keep the arms, backs as relaxed as possible. Don't overwork yourself. The movement should be unforced and unplanned. Smoothly rotate the object without jerking or rigidly. Perform 5 to 10 rounds of practice. Okay. Benefits are this asana tones the neck, sorry, neck, shoulder, waist, back, hip, and is good for treating back stiffness and postural difficulties. Helps to remove lethargy. Improves the flexibility of the spine and waist. Strengthens the spine and waist. Good for relieving constipation. Opens up the neck and shoulders, provides a stretch in different muscles of arms, abdomens, and legs, helps to relieve back pain. The relaxing and twisting action generates a feeling of lightness and can be done at any time during the day to relieve physical and mental tensions. Contradiction. Who shouldn't do? Okay. Avoid practicing if you have recently undergone any abdominal or spinal injury. If you are suffering from hernia, slip disc, or any abdominal inflammation, don't attempt this asana. Avoid the practice during pregnancy. Okay, so this was about. So I'll show you these three asanas. One is Tadasan. Tadasan, you are going to stand with the legs together, right? You're standing both the legs together. You're taking it up, breathing in, and then you're joining your fingers, go on toes, interlock your fingers, and then you're on the balance. You're on the toes, and you're staying there and holding your breath. One, two. Then come down slowly. When you're coming down, you are breathing. You are in. Okay. Again, watch me. You're taking your hands up, right? Draw this, right? This procedure, and your hands are stretched. You're on your leg, on your toes. You're stretching your body, okay, and then coming back. So breathing in whenever your hands are going up. And same thing when you are interact here, when you're going to the side, it is I said the other one, no, side Tadasana. Okay, this is side one. And this one, the one which I said, Katyan Chakrasana, you are standing like this, and then taking your hand and then twisting your body. This is Kati Chakrasana. Okay? You are taking your hand and then you are doing this stretch. Okay, so this is Kati Chakrasana. So I have told you the asanas which is being shown here, and then you should draw it, you should write its benefit, and you should write contradiction, who shouldn't do it. So most of the time you can add pregnant ladies can avoid, back pain can be relieved, so all these best things you can write. Hernia problem, those who have, they shouldn't do it. Now about pada hastasana. Okay, now pada hastasana, you can see this. So this is pada hastasana, right? And you are standing up, you're going up, and then you are doing it head hands to the foot pose. You are taking your hands to the foot. Okay, and the technique is your legs should be hip width apart. Inhale and raise your arms slowly higher. Stretch your upper body as well. Exhale and slowly bend forward from the hips until your hands reach your toes. Place the palms of your hands and under the soles of your shoes. Next, elbows remain slightly bent, pointing outwards. Then loosen up the shoulders and let the arms relax. Take a few slow breaths. Your knees must remain straight, the back out to be concave, not hunched. Bring the forehead between the knees if possible. Relax the back muscles of your neck. Take long and deep breaths. Relax the body. Stay in this position for as long as you feel comfortable. Then, what are the benefits of Pada Hastasana? Padahastasana, as I said, remember your hands should go up, bring your hand to the leg, right? So Padahastasana is this. Padahastasana is very effective practice to remove abdomen fat. It is very useful in digestive disorder, gives a nice stretch to the thigh muscles, good practice to increase the height, increases the strength of thigh muscles and calf muscles, improves metabolism, improves concentration, helps with nasal and throat diseases. Okay. Contradictions, who shouldn't do it? This asana should not be practiced by people suffering from serious back complaints, sciatica, sciatica, your buttocks area. Okay, there is a sciatic nerves, which like a shock they get if that happens. So sciatica, people shouldn't do it. Heart disease, then high blood pressure or abdominal hernia. If you have a high BP, you shouldn't do it. And if you have abdominal hernia, also you shouldn't do it. It is also not advised for pregnant women, especially during second or third trimester. So better to avoid, right? Do not try to put much effort to stretch. Increase the practice gradually. Okay. So this is contradiction, and then these are all standing asanas, you can use it. And now this is ardha chakrasana. Okay, this is ardha chakrasana. You are keeping kati chakrasana is different from ardha chakrasana. You can see this. So this is ardha chakrasana. You are keeping your hands on your hip and going back, right? So here I will tell you how you are going to do it. Ardha means half, Chakrasana means wheel. In this pose, as the body takes the shape of a half wheel, so it is called as Ardha Chakrasana. Technique: stand with your feet 2 inches apart and your back straight, with your fingers support the back at the sides of the waist. Bend the head backward, extending the neck for muscles while attempting to keep the elbows parallel. Bend backward from lumbar region as you inhale, exhale, and relax. Stay here for 10 to 30 seconds while breathing normally. Inhale and gently raise your hands up. Okay. So benefits for Ardha Chakrasana is extremely effective to reduce thighs and stomach fats. This asana helps to improve your lung capacity. This asana is also helpful to control high blood pressure, blood sugar level, and to stimulate the pancreas. Okay, it also helps to increase your back and spine muscles. Okay, this asana helps to tone your shoulders, thighs, and waist. This asana helps to relieve shoulder and neck pains. This asana is known to be one of the best exercise to get rid of back pain or lower back problem. Asana helps to cure um, respiratory diseases. Then this asana helps to stimulate abdominal organs. Ardha Chakrasana is also good to enhance your heart health. Ardha Chakrasana yoga is helpful to reduce and relieve menstrual pain or disorders. So mostly teenage girls, those are little bit weak. They get the pains during their menstruation period. So this asana is good for you. You can reduce and relieve the pain. This asana helps to stretch your abdomen, stomach, intestine, and muscle. A contradiction: avoid this yoga asana if you are suffering from neck, spinal, or hip injury, ulcer, or hernia. Na kupla. Kishore sir kupla. And the contradictions are: avoid this asana if you are suffering from neck, spinal, or hip injury, ulcer, or hernia. Avoid performing Ardha Chakrasana if you have high blood pressure. Be extra careful when attempting this asana if you have vertigo. Pregnant women should avoid all yoga poses that put a strain on the fetus. So this is once again Chakrasana, Ardha Chakrasana. And now டேமேஜ் ஆகாம என்கிட்ட வரணும். டேமேஜ் ஆகாம வெளியே போகணும். டேமேஜ் ஆகாம வெளியில வரணும். டேமேஜ் ஆச்சுன்னா யார் டேமேஜ் பண்ணீங்களோ இதோட அமௌண்ட் என்ன தெரியுமா சாரே? இது வெளியே வாங்கினேன்னா 50,000. அதனால டேமேஜே ஆகக்கூடாது. எப்படி அந்த ரூம்ல இருந்து வெளியே கொண்டு வந்தீங்களோ டேமேஜ் ஆகாம, அதே மாதிரி இந்த ரூம்லயும் கொண்டு போயிட்டு டேமேஜ் ஆகாம வரணும். டேமேஜ் ஆச்சுன்னா எல்லாருமே அந்த அமௌண்ட்டை ஷேர் பண்ணணும். டேமேஜ் ஆகாதுன்னு சொல்லுங்க. 50,000 50,000 50,000. அப்ப எதையோ உடைச்சிட்டீங்களாங்க அந்த ரூம்ல? உடையாம வெளியே போனோம். உடைஞ்சது ஏதாவது இந்த ஸ்ப்ரிங் எல்லாம் போச்சு. 25,000 செகண்ட் ஹேண்ட்ல கிடைக்கும். அங்க உடைச்சிட்டீங்களா? அப்போ உடைச்சிங்களா? அங்க உடைஞ்சதா? எப்படி உடைஞ்சது? 50,000 யாரெல்லாம் தூக்குனீங்களோ கேஸ்லாம் கிடையாது. 50,000 மறந்துடாதீங்க. இன்னைக்குதான் வெளியே போகுது சார். அந்த பக்கம் பாருங்க சார், அது போயிடுச்சு கீழே. இது வந்து நிக்க வச்சுக்கிறாங்க. ஏன் சார் இது வந்து பழைய காலத்துல இருந்தே இருக்கு. இது இப்படி ஆகுமே, இது மாதிரி ஆகும், இப்படி நிக்கும். இது முதல்ல இருந்தே இப்படிதான் இருக்கு, அதை ஜாயின் பண்ணி யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். டேமேஜ் ஆனா கஷ்டம் தான் சார். ஒன்னே ஒன்று எடுத்து போங்களேன் சார். ஏன் சார்